Trump condemns Syria attack, suggests he will intervene. That's right. We know the conflict that's been going on in Syria has been going on a whopping 6 years. And Trump says, well, sort of like what I said yesterday if you watched this show, at some point we got to stop saying, hey, the last guy, right? You can't do that. People are dying. We have to take ownership of our problems, the world's problems, it looks like, and address them. All right, so President Trump confronted the enormity of the 6-year Syrian conflict today, acknowledging that he now bears responsibility for a war his predecessor could not end, but offering no specifics on what he would do differently. Clearly emotional, Trump said a chemical attack in Syria that killed scores of children, women, and men. And you know, I don't like it when they say just children, though. Of course, we don't like children being killed. But speaking as a man, I like life too. And I wish people would, just say children to make it more impactful. But guys like living too, just like women and children like living. But I'll keep going. When you kill innocent children, innocent babies, little babies, that crosses many, many lines beyond the real line, many, many lines. So I think Trump is many upset. Like Obama, Trump faces a Syrian strongman willing to commit atrocities and whose military and diplomatic backing from Russia has prolonged the civil war with a numerous belligerents separate from the campaign to defeat the Islamic State. Trump suggested that the attack had changed his mind on Syria and more specifically Assad. But he did not say exactly what that might mean. He says, I like to think of myself as a very flexible person, Trump said in the Rose Garden today. And I will tell you that the attack on children yesterday had a big impact on me, a big impact. That was horrible, a horrible, horrible thing. I've been watching it and seeing it, and it doesn't get any worse than that. The president will not say whether military action against the government of Syria, President Bashar al-Assad, is more likely as a result of the attack, and he did not address whether his concerns on behalf of the dead and injured civilians had changed his mind about the wisdom of accepting Syrian refugees. Yeah, see how that gets thrown in there? We got to look at that issue too, right? So if we're going to help the people on the ground and we're going to get involved, well, what does that say about refugees? He said his attitude about Syrian refugees hadn't changed that much. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley suggested the United States could intervene militarily, although she too was not very specific on how that could change and what that means. So that's what we're reporting. That's what's going on regarding Syria. Of course, emotions are very high across the world about what happened. As the footage comes out, as the carnage that's left behind comes out, it just caused more and more horror and regret on behalf of so many people. But I'll tell you this, and look, maybe it's just me. I always look at the timing of things this way. I just look at what's going on, and it just, look, you never know, right? I don't know who did what. I know what Syria, but Assad is saying happened in Syria, and I know what the Russians are saying. Now I know what Trump is saying. And whenever they seem a little bit too convenient, I always get concerned about snow jobs. I always get concerned about manufacturers. I always get concerned about, because, unlike some people, I don't believe just because they tell me that's exactly the scenario that played out. There's always narratives in this stuff. Who gains by a sarin attack in Syria? Who gains? Now, we can look at what happened in 2013 in Syria as the other chemical attack, and now that set a precedent. So I'm at a loss. I don't really know exactly what to tell you. All I can tell you, my gut tells me there's more to the story than we'll know, that we may ever know. But now, what will the U.S. do? Will we intervene? Will we take military action to a further extent in Syria? Will we get involved to that level? Will Trump be pressured to now go back on his ban and now start talking a different language regarding Syrian refugees? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but you know what I will do? I will report to you what I find out, and I will keep the communication lines open with you and everyone. And I will not have a spin when I talk about this stuff. And I will make crazy statements like I just did, like, hey, I don't believe this 100%. You know what? Because this is indie media. No one's giving me talking points. And if that's how I feel, that's how I feel. So do me a favor, guys. Let me know how you feel. Comment in the comment section below. This is going live on YouTube and on Periscope, guys. I don't have all the answers, but I got a lot of questions. What about you?